I have got a PhD in life. I'm spending my whole weekend in my pajamas and I'm not doing shit. You don't pay my bills or suck my dick. So like, what do I care what some random person on the internet thinks of me? And new year, new me, you gotta have some fun. God, Tim, everything you touch just like is amazing. And I want to tell that person, no the fuck it's not. I'm only trying to make one fucking person happy, and that's Tim Castleman. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are bringing you live, the first international, live to us, of course, live to tape, as Kurt Minahan likes to say, our first international podcast, here with the amazing yet loopy Sue.
Loopy, very loopy,
now,
Tim.
it's, about 11 o'clock here, local time.
Yeah.
We are in London, by the way, in case we didn't say that. God save the Queen and all. It's 11:25 a.m. here. Which means
Indeed.
back home for me, it's 5:30 in the morning.
Yes, and 6:30 for me.
And you normally go to bed at what time?
I would say 11.
And what time do you normally get up?
8.
Okay, so it's almost time for you to get up.
Yep.
So that's great. And we have arrived because we are here for Simon Warner's Internet Marketing live event. I'm not even sure if he's named this one. This is a redo from the one 2 years ago. Back in 2020, they got canceled due to the pandemic.
The panty.
Yeah, the old panty.
Yep.
It's fun, interesting. No mask mandates at all here in London. I don't think I saw anybody.
I was excited. As soon as we get off the plane, my British friend that was sitting next to me, he's like, nope, that's it. Mask off.
Yep.
I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
not used to that back home.
Now you think, okay, you know what? You're going to board a flight in the U.S., but you're going to hit international waters. Then you can, fly into London. You can take the mask off. Oh, no. No, we had to wear the thing all the way here. Now,
Yes.
let's talk about our trips to get here, because this is the first time for you, brand new passport, first
Yes.
time ever being international. Now have
First
you ever been
time.
to Mexico?
I went to St. Lucia on my honeymoon many years ago,
Okay.
but back then they did not require a passport.
Okay.
And I've been to Canada as well. Again, back then they didn't require a passport.
Yeah, you just get in with your license. Yep. I thought that applied when I got married to my last wife, and we showed up to the border because our thing was we flew into Seattle, and we drove up to Vancouver, and then from Vancouver we drove all the way down to Tijuana.
Wow.
It's called Highway 1. It's absolutely beautiful. If you're thinking about doing it, don't do it the way we did from Washington State down. Go from California up, because Oregon is breathtakingly beautiful. It literally will make you stop in the middle of the street. It's so gorgeous. But you see that, you see Washington State, and then by the time you get to California, you're like, this is fucking old and burnt, and it looks like dog shit. But we showed up to the Canadian border, and I was like, yeah, hey, no passport needed. Here's my American ID. And he's like, oh, no, that rule's changed, sir.
Oh,
I was like, well, you don't
ouch.
understand that we have everything planned in there. And the guy was totally cool about it. We got a chance to go and hang out, and it was a non-issue, but it very well could have been an issue.
So did he let you through?
Yeah, he
without
did.
the
And
passport?
he's like, look, the guy on the other side, he may be a jackass when you come through about it. He goes, but you're good to go. I was like, okay,
Nice,
great.
sweet.
So, yeah, thank God, because we had all our hotel reservations. We had things to do up there. And this is how naive we were. We went to the Vancouver Canucks, which apparently have been sold, or was it Toronto? No, it was Vancouver. Have been sold out for like 7 years running. We just showed up the day of the game, and we were like, can we get some tickets? And they were like, are you out of your fucking mind, sir? Here we take hockey seriously.
Yeah.
I remember that. And then I remember us going to a pub, and my ex at the time, my ex now, wife at the time, she real snooty when it comes to wine. That was during our wine drinking days. We really knew that. And she was like, could you tell me what you have on the menu? And they were like, we have a red and a white. She was like, oh, I'll take the red, thank you. And it tasted like sheep's blood or something like that. It was absolutely terrible. So all of that to say, that has nothing to do with it, but we both successfully made it. First international flight for you, direct?
Yes.
Yes. So how
direct
was that
from
for you?
Beantown. I have to say it was a lot easier than I thought it would be.
Well, let's talk about, first of all, the time you got, your flight was at what time?
So my flight left at 7:30.
Okay, and what time did you get dropped off at the airport?
Got to the airport at 4 p.m. like a good girl.
Yeah, listen. Eric, the editor, this is just for you. You can totally, in fact, I want you to keep this in, Eric. Yeah, you got 3 hours. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? 2 hours, that's excessive. I mean, 3 hours.
Yes.
That's. I mean, you realize you could have been halfway to London in those 3
I
hours.
know.
almost.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Susie
But
likes to be prepared.
you were
What can I
there.
say?
Yes. You brought the big bag, as you said, because
The big bag.
Once you go over how many days and you upgrade to the big bag.
Anything over 5 days,
Yeah,
go right to the big bag.
And as a lady, I totally get it because
Yep.
you got to, have
got
all
my
the
change
stuff.
of outfits. You know, we could wear something during the day. Then we're going to go to some fancy schmancy boat ride potentially.
I have no idea what the nighttime may bring. Yep.
I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
I'm sure it'll be fantastic.
Rock bands, it's going to be great.
So direct flight. Did you get the middle seat? Did you get aisle? I mean, where are we at here?
I got the window.
Okay.
I'm a big window fan.
I'm a fan too because I don't like the aisle because I don't like that fucking cart running in.
No.
I'm just like is this the row where they like narrow the thing so it can just hit my funny bone every time? Yeah.
Yes.
And of course, middle seat is. I mean.
Oh yeah, that's
Who volunteers for that type of dog shit?
You can't have that. No.
Yeah. And they fed you, right? Now, you got to understand, guys, okay? If you've never gone international, right? This part of the podcast is for the poors, okay? If you go international, they feed you. And it's a weird thing. They give you full cans of beverages.
Yes, that was my first. When she came up and handed me a whole water bottle, not just water in the cup, I was blown away. I said, this flight is going to be something special.
I was like, you know what? I want a Coke Zero. And she said, sir, here's a can, here's a cup with ice. And I was like, what? Have I died and gone to heaven? Did this plane go down? I didn't realize this was that. So that's when you knew you were on a little bit of a different journey.
I was like, wow, what's going on here?
And so they do the drink service. And then I feel like almost immediately after, they start shoving the food in your face.
Yes,
like
right
they want to
away.
tranquilize you and put you down as soon as possible.
Right away.
So what lovely non-first class meal options did you have?
Well, we had a lovely choice of eggplant polenta or chicken burger.
I mean, I think we had pasta and some type of chicken dish. Yeah.
Yep.
I went for the pasta, garlic pasta, which was a weird choice being around with other people. It's like, hey, this is a very smelly dish. And not that it was bad or anything, but I'm just like, all right, well, my neighbors aren't going to be thrilled. Arrival, your arrival, 3 hours early. My arrival, my flight left at 2:25, and I arrived at the airport at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I go up to the American Airlines counter to check in with 15 minutes remaining, not really, until my plane's supposed to leave. Totally shut down. Not a single person on there. And I went to the Southwest lady and I was like, hey, here's my situation. I'm running late. What do I need to do? And she's like, oh, well, I'll knock on this door and see if anyone comes. But if not, then you just go to TSA. And I was like, I don't have a boarding pass. I don't have anything. She goes, oh yeah, that's fine. They'll get it to you at the gate. And I was like, okay. So she bangs on the door and then suddenly a dude comes out. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, hey man, here's the deal. And he's like, you're so close to check-in, I can't do anything for you here.
Wow.
I can't print you a ticket. I can't take your bag. He's like, you're gonna have to hand carry this with you all the way to London. I was like, oh, okay, which is fine because I didn't have to pay the international fee, whatever that baggage fee is, probably $1 million because some fucking CEO needs private fuel for his jet. So I'm like, I'm fucked because the second he tells me that, I hear the little announcement going, this is the final boarding call for my fucking flight.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, shit. So I run over, lightly saunter over to TSA. Luckily, I have TSA pre, again, for you poors, You spend $85 at the time of this recording. You get 5 years. They fingerprint you. It's a big joke, but allows you to go ahead of the class, if you will.
And you don't have to take your shoes off.
Yeah, you don't have to take
I'm
your
all
shoes
about
off.
that.
You have to take shit out of your bag. You get treated like a human being again for the low price.
It is worth even if you fly once, it's worth every penny.
Yeah. You'll be able to tell stories with your grandparents. They'll be like, I remember having to fly in a suit and tie, and they're like, they didn't make me take my shoes off because the one time this guy. So luckily, there's 2 people at TSA pre. We get right through there. I don't even realize I'm not wearing a mask, by the way. I haven't brought a mask at all. And the lady at TSA, she's like, sir, do you have a mask? And I was like, nope. I didn't bring a mask at all. And luckily they had one to provide.
Oh, lovely.
So then they do that. And then, God looking out for me, I guess, we pop right out of TSA right in front of my gate.
Ooh.
And I'm like, yes. So I hear the last call thing again, and I just say, ma'am, I'm coming for you. The gate 4. That way she could hear me. I saw her lock eyes with me. We go up there. She goes, where's your boarding pass? I have to tell her. The guy at the front, who I apparently interrupted his nap, ain't doing shit for me. She's like, here you go. Fantastic. Get on the plane. No problem. You'll just have to gate check at the thing. Great. So the flight from Lubbock to DFW, 45 minutes. I could sit in the toilet for 45 minutes. But I notice my flight to London, B seat. Nothing's good. Starts with B. There's A, then there's B, then there's C, which means I got a middle seat. Coming all the way over to London. 8.5, I think it might have been 9 hours. And all I can picture is 2 sumo wrestlers on each side of me, and I'm going to be crunched up so bad I need a chiropractic. So we board the plane. I sit in my middle seat, and I wait, and I wait, and I wait. We have completed final boarding.
Ooh.
I felt like a fucking Rockefeller.
Oh, I love when that happens.
I could have spent $10,000 coming over here to get business class, and I would have had less room than I did this. Now, I don't want to say it's because of the new ice white New Balances. I literally broke out of the box to bring me over to, these freedom ringers, as I'm calling. We're just bringing America, right? The COVID-19 vaccine and, wehateputin.com. We're bringing it all over to London. I don't want to say it was responsible, but good things started happening when I put it on. I made my flight, no problems. Now I got a whole row to myself. John D. Rockefeller size. And it was nice. I caught a couple movies. Now, here's the bad thing. My plane left at 4 o'clock Texas time. So 8-hour flight, that's going to get me in here about 12, 9-hour, get me in about 1 o'clock in the evening, or in the morning, excuse me. That's normally when I'm getting ready to call it a night. So it's a little hard to shut down the body in the middle of the day and take an 8-hour nap, no matter how horrible the food is.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you struggle with that?
I definitely. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. The key is get a mask, not one for your face, but one for your eyes, and take something. Take
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took my, whatever the drug my friend put in my purse.
Oh, nice. Good. People randomly dropping drugs in Sue's purse. Please don't do that if you ever meet us. They'll be like, hey, Sue, here's some random drugs.
It was a sleepy time drug. Yeah. Sleepy time drug.
Yeah,
so,
sleepy time drugs. Yeah.
I could only imagine how it looked because I had my big fluffy neck pillow. I had my mask, which they were making us wear, and then I had my sleep mask. So
oh yeah, you were totally covered. You were cocooned in there.
Yes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm stretching out like I'm moving on up.
Great.
Yeah.
Great,
yeah.
Tim.
I'm just
I'm happy
for
you.
This is great. This is fantastic. Oh, let me take that extra pillow that they have since there's 3 of them here. Let me just go ahead and tuck that between my legs so we get a nice little, it was.
Love the pillow between the legs.
I think I stretched out a little bit. I might even let a yawn out like that. So because I couldn't sleep, I caught a couple movies. By the way, we decided we were going to record this because we're both delirious, and we're like, fuck it. You know what? People will enjoy our journey. So this podcast is all about the journey coming over here. If you don't want to listen to it, sorry about you. You can go on to the next one. But got a couple movies. Saw the Roadrunner movie with Anthony Bourdain. Thought that was a great. I knew his book, Kitchen Confidential, was a big deal, but did not realize how big of a deal. Like, he was on Oprah. Back when Oprah was a thing. Like, he was on Oprah because of that book. And that's just one of the few. And it's an interesting documentary on his life. One thing I did notice is that travel seemed to change him. He was spending about 250 days a year on the road. And, at the beginning it was like, let's go to these fun places and all that. And then it was like, let's go to the Congo. And then let's go to Vietnam, and let's go to these places that are experiencing like strife and civil war. And I think that really changed him.
I would imagine. And that could be depressing.
He had 2 ex-wives, maybe it was 3. We haven't slept in a while. And I just got the sense. Okay, so there's this part in the movie where it's a video recording of Anthony and his girlfriend. I think her name was Amy. This is either ex-wife number 3 or, his last fling before his death. And she talks about like they're traveling in a foreign country and she has to parallel park and he can't stop praising her for how well of a job she did that. But it came across as someone that was like insecure of themselves and of the relationship and almost like overly complimentary, where it was actually a turnoff. You could see like her whole body shifted. And it just was very weird.
And this was a video.
This was a video.
Them.
Yeah, this was like a recording he was doing in some town. Where like local media was asking him questions and stuff like that.
Right.
So that was kind of interesting. And then what they try to allude to in the movie, and again, this is me watching it with no sleep on American. It seems like his last girlfriend, I think her name again was Amy, she was raped by Harvey Weinstein. And that was during the whole Me Too movement. Mm-hmm. And she made a splash. I think it was at the Cannes Festival because she was presenting an award and just went out there and was like, I was raped by Harvey Weinstein in like 1997. So he was a big champion of her doing that.
Oh,
the Me Too movement and stuff like that, right? Part of me wonders if that was kind of the insecurity, not saying that he was virtue signaling in terms of he didn't believe it, but kind of like, I'll be your biggest ally. We'll be best friend, And then come to find out that this girl that he was madly, deeply in love and all of these things, she was seeing somebody else.
Ooh.
So the paparazzi caught him because she wasn't trying to be coy about it at all. They were out in public and all of these things. And one of his producers talked about, like, one of the last talks he had with him was like, Anthony, are you okay? And he was like, a little fucking discretion. Like, maybe don't take photos or have photos taken of you out in public. And he was like, that argument had nothing to do with us and everything to do how he was feeling in that relationship.
Oh,
and then he ultimately, for those of you guys who don't know, spoiler alert, he ultimately ended up taking his life. Mm-hmm. And they didn't really talk too much about that as far as how he did it or anything like that. But the way the movie leads it to be is that he killed himself over this girl. And, you think of a guy like that, at least I do, right? Because I can't get out of my head. This guy's got, on the surface, he's got everything. He's traveling 250 days a year. He's a world-renowned chef. He's
doing
a
what
New
he
York
loves.
Times bestseller.
He's very well known.
Not many people that I know hate him. Everyone loves that show. If you think of a travel show, that's probably one of the top 5, at least in my generation, that pop up. Could probably have a majority of people that he could do anything in his life, and all he wanted was to be loved, I think, by this girl, and that it wasn't enough, and he wasn't ultimately, and I think that just broke his heart. And I don't know. It's kind of...
Do you think there was anything else besides that major incident leading up to it?
I think there were probably a combination of things, but I think that might have been the thing of like...
That put him over the edge,
because they also mentioned this in the movie, is that he was never a loud guy in terms of causes. Mm-hmm. He wasn't like, I want to save the kids or save this or that. But he really took this Me Too cause to heart with his girlfriend. So a lot of people are like, man, you've never really spoken out about anything in all your time, but this is something you lay your sword down for, And I think maybe that might have hurt him of like, I did this one thing. I think he was an intensely shy guy. I think he got so successful that he probably feared being out in public because he could never go anywhere without having to, kiss babies and shake hands. And I think ultimately he was alone. He just wanted that love from somebody, but led a lifestyle that didn't really live to lead towards that. And then ultimately, I think he pushed the people away, or life pushed him away. And then he almost had like a childlike fascination with new love. And I wonder if maybe that might have been the push too, of like, you get the tingles and you get the new relationship, and then, man, this becomes routine and old and boring, and who knows? Who knows what happened? But it was very, very sad.
Oh, that is sad.
How that ended. And he just, again, a guy who looks like he has everything on the outside, and he can't, and no matter what he has externally, it just can't fill that hole internally.
Right.
So watch that. That was a sad one. Then I watched another one called Bestsellers. It was Not with Michael Keaton. Why can't Michael Caine? Is that his name? Maybe, possibly. It's a movie about a reclusive.
He's from the UK.
Yeah, reclusive dude that owes a book publisher. Yada yada.
I haven't heard of that one.
It's interesting. I mean, catch it on VHS, but it's not
just like Tim Castleman's best-selling book on Amazon that you can get.
Yeah, please don't buy those books. If you do, just recycle them by shitting and then wiping your ass with one page. You'll get about 20 uses per book, Not saying they're bad books because they're not, but yeah, I mean, they're booklets, right? You'll order it and you'll be like, where the fuck is the rest of my book? So I did that, and then I started watching The Suicide Squad, which looked terrible. Venom, another one that looked terrible. I don't know, just a couple of the newer movies. I was like, what the fuck is happening? I think I made 20 minutes in each of those. Did a little bit of writing. Before I knew it, hop, skip, and a jump. We're here in London, and customs, you just walk on through now.
I was shocked how easy it was.
How long did it take you to get through customs?
Like 20 seconds.
Yeah. See, okay, it took me like 5 minutes, but that's because the guy in front of me couldn't figure it out. But yeah, I mean, it was super.
You just put your passport in, smile, and
I think COVID has really cut down a lot of the paperwork bullshit and the unnecessary. It's like, hey, if you have the virus, we want you to move Italy as quick as possible, please. Thank you very much. Got here, got one of the nicest Uber drivers ever, and then we drove all around the continent of England to find this place.
Yeah, took us about 3 hours from the airport to the hotel.
Simon was like, you know what? Let's find the most remote location from point A to point B. Okay, great. Let's put it there. And now we're here. We went and had. You had your very first English breakfast.
Yes.
Me, being a noted world traveler, I've already had it several times. Very good. What did you? Well, okay. First, for people who don't know, the pores. Kidding. Right. The pores has a specific meaning. I'll have to tell you on a different podcast. But an English breakfast consists of tomatoes, beans, sausage, and not like a sausage link, like a sausage you would barbecue. What they call bacon, but I would almost call it like a ham. It's a little thicker than bacon and definitely a little wider.
Yep.
Eggs, which they bring out 1/4 cooked. I'm like, hey, could you?
Yeah, those were terrible.
Yeah, I was like, guys, I don't know if you like do you like cereal
what's
eggs?
Up with these?
Have you guys thought about cooking these for 10 more seconds so that they're good? Hash browns, which were delicious.
Those were good.
Was there anything else that I missed on that?
The porridge.
Oh, the porridge. Yes. Yeah, I don't think the porridge is part of the traditional breakfast, but
I had to try it.
And verdict, what'd you think? As I yawned.
It was exactly what I thought it was going to be. It tastes like the name sounds. Porridge.
Oh my God. Look at that sass. I love it. Yeah. I didn't try any of that shit. I got the traditional breakfast, then we went straight to the pastries. They had 2 little eclair-like donuts.
Those are the cutest things ever.
A little like Vienna sausage size that were delicious. And we had some other stuff. We had some tea, OJ, some weak-ass coffee according to Sue.
Yeah, it was okay.
And then our plan was, now
in
we got
teeny tiny cup, mind you.
Yeah.
I'm missing my big-ass mug.
Yeah.
I might bring that down to the kitchen tomorrow.
I just feel like, hey, could you make this American size, please? Yeah, thank you. And what's hilarious is the mugs that are in the room here, those are like a small back in America.
Yeah.
Speaking of small, what do you think of our hotel room?
I mean, it's kind of what I thought it was going to be, only because I think listening to you during your travels, I remember you talking about your trip to France.
Yeah.
And how everything was like small.
Everything's fucking small. Yeah, look, if you wear like a size 38 in jeans or shorts, don't even come overseas. They don't even make clothes for your fat fucking ass. I remember going into a place one time, it was in Paris, 90 degrees outside. I'm like, I need shorts. He's like, what size you? And I lied. I was like 36. He's like, 38, monsieur? I'm like, yeah, sure. He goes, we have nothing for you. I was like, okay, where do I go? He goes, there is no place for you. I was like, no, they make clothes for me in America. Like, why can't you make them here? He's like, not here. This is Paris. We hate you. I was like, okay, great. Everything is smaller, that they say here, and I mean, it's just something you kind of get used to. Like the elevator, I would say is probably
teeny tiny elevator.
It's like half the size of a normal one.
Yep.
I mean, it's pretty crazy, but, and then, we thought, okay, we'll get here early. Well, we didn't think that. We thought, Sue and I are so alike in this. We don't do early morning flights, okay?
No.
There's nothing I want to do in this world before noon. I mean,
pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, I just, There just isn't. And I don't feel bad about that shit at all because I worked many years to be able to say that. Like, I don't book any appointments. I mean, leave me the fuck alone as long as it's before noon. Like, even my parents know. Like, they'll call me, like, I'm sorry to call you so early. It's like, Mom, it's 11:30. I know, but you're probably just waking up. I'm like, I am. As I yawn again in the mic. That's how tired. So we left it like in the afternoon, like respectable people do. But the problem is then we arrived here at 7:30 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Well, apparently over here in the jolly old UK, they don't do check-in till 4 p.m. So we take our 4-hour Uber drive, not that long, but it felt that long, to get here. And there's a line to check in, and I'm like, well, I know how this is going to go. I have to drop our bags off, and, then we'll have to go out and explore the city for a little while, all that stuff. We go up there. I always like to make a joke, break the mood, keep it light, but like, I'm here for the penthouse suite. Of course, none of these places that I rent at have penthouse suites. But lo and behold, they had a room for us.
Yes.
And not only that, complimentary breakfast waiting for us. And I was like, what the? So we were able to actually get in the room, and we told ourselves, we're going to go get some food, then we're going to just go hit the town. We're going to come back up, get our stuff, and hit the town. And here's what happened. We went and got some food, then we came up here, then Sue started putting stuff away. Then
many outfits.
You saw the activity slow down just a little bit because it comes over you of like, oh yeah, I'm not 18 anymore, and I can't just go on a 24-hour bender like I used to.
Remember those good old days?
So what we said was, why don't we sit down? Why don't we record a podcast? And after that, maybe we go sleepy sleep. Who knows? Is it 1 o'clock in the afternoon here? Yes, but again, 6 o'clock at home. So let me ask you this. Your first time, international travel, first time to the UK as I touched the mic. Sorry about that. What are your hopes for this trip? Because we're here for a week. Now, listen, if there are plenty of trips I took when I was a young man where I got in and I got out. I showed up the day before or the day of an event or whatever I needed to do, and then I got out on the first fucking thing smoking. And if you do that domestically, that's fine. But let me tell you something. Your world changes a little bit when you add a day or two ahead of time so you can get used to the new time change, and maybe even a day or two after. That way you can explore the city that you're visiting. So you can actually have some memories instead of, oh, it was a beautiful conference room. I really enjoyed the Uber ride to and from the hotel, to the airport, et cetera, et cetera. So knowing that we've got, the first day, by the way, always a wash wherever you go if you're going international, because you got to get used to the time, you got to get settled in, you got to do all that stuff. But with the time remaining once we come out of our comatose state here, what are some hopes that you have for your time in London?
Well, it's funny you said it because when I saw that post by Kevin and he was out in the streets and he had, I'm sure there was a red phone booth in there perhaps, or he took a picture with one of those English guys with the big puffy blue hats.
You're talking about the crown?
I think so. And
whatever they call Buckingham Palace guys. Sorry.
So he's a speaker at the event we're at.
Yes. Yeah.
But he came early with his family and he's seeing the sights, and I'm like, yes, that's what I want to do. So I think someone said the London Tower. I noticed
London Tower is amazing. Churchill's War Room is phenomenal.
Oh, okay. Yep. I have not heard of that.
Yep, that's really, really cool. There's also what is the guy from Braveheart? Not the actor. What is his Wallace?
William Wallace.
My American ass comes over here the first time to London, and they go, "Have you seen the Wallace Collection?" And I tell my ex-wife, "Baby, we got to go see William Wallace's collection. I don't know how they have William Wallace's shit here in England, but they do." Spoiler alert: totally different thing. Oh. But the Wallace Collection is amazing because it has a piece of military history from every formal time frame. I don't even know the right way to say it but like if you want to see what they wore back in medieval times, they probably have a suit.
Is that in the British Museum?
No, this is a place called the Wallace Collection.
Oh, I see.
And also totally fucking free. But
really?
It's 4 huge stories, and it's like they have full collections. You want to see what the horse wore? Here's a mock horse with their full garb on it. You want to see? I mean, it's
wow.
The first time I saw it, I was blown away by how much they have. It must be a private collector. I don't know the whole system.
That's impressive.
But it was just very, very cool. And I'm not one of those guys. I'm not a museum guy. Like, you want to go look at art on the wall? Fuck you. No, I do not. Like,
Is that when you took that picture with the mail?
Yep,
That's very cool.
Yeah, they had chain mail that you could put on. And I posted something like the world's first recorded selfie or something like that. Yeah, people love that. So that's awesome. We're going to have to get you in the, I almost said the loo. You've already done that, the restroom. The tube.
The tube.
Yep. I have to get you there so you can kind of check that out, see what you think.
I'm really looking forward to going to a good old English pub.
Yes, we will find an English pub.
Do the pub.
Yep. Fish and chips.
Absolutely, fish and chips.
Yeah, gonna have to try like the world's greatest fish and chips.
I've heard that the world's greatest. Okay. I want to put it to the test.
So you want to do that? What else?
Let's see. Well, we could always go to the zoo.
Yeah. Sue's been talking about.
I'm dragging Tim to the zoo.
There's this. Apparently, there's a park that has a zoo backed
Did you see it? A giant ass park right across the street, folks.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's the one that has the zoo on it. But apparently,
I'm
there's one that has a zoo.
I already looked it up.
We must go find because that's all Sue has talked about since she's got here.
I'm going to drag Tim on my nature walk, because kids.
Yes,
Eric, I'm talking about you. The kids don't want to go on nature walks with me anymore, sadly. So,
Eric,
Tim,
fix that shit. What's wrong with you kids? What's wrong with you kids?
Your mother loves a good nature walk.
And then, of course, we're here for the event. And
event!
Some of our familiar friends. Looking forward to seeing our friend Brad Goss, Justin Sardi. I mean, there's so many people that that's the real reason that I'm here is that I just haven't seen some of these guys in years. Because the pandemic and life and all that good stuff. So I'm here because I want to see them and kind of catch up and do all that. So I'm excited to see them and kind of hang out. But I'm also just excited to explore the sites. And I don't know. I mean, as crazy as it sounds, it's nice to be able to walk around without a mask on. And,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, hey, I remember this. This used to be every day for us.
Yeah. I think you... got it right when you said to come here early, because when you first said a week, and I'm thinking to myself, why are we going for a week, But now I can see the light, and I'm excited to just spend the next couple of days checking stuff out.
Not only that, we have podcasts to record for you guys.
Ooh,
I brought a list. The cup overfloweth. We got a mental breakdown. We got love gone wrong on April Fools. I mean, there's a list that I have written down of topics that we need to cover.
Oh, boy.
For sure.
Hang on to your hats, folks.
Yeah, free therapy for me. Right? It just needed to come all the way over here. So I think today we're just going to take it easy, probably crash, wake up way too late, and then be like, oh, we got to find something to eat. But we'll hit the ground running tomorrow, start hitting all the tourist traps, and then what do we got? 3 days in the conference, I think?
I think
so. 3 or 2? Is it the 11th to the 13th? It is, because the 10th is a free day. Because I remember Kevin's doing his event. We might pop in and say hello there. But yeah, so we're just going to hit the touristy sites. Then we're going to do this event. Then we're going to hit some more touristy sites or do whatever we want to do. And then we're going to head back to the good old land of freedom. The United States of America.
US of A.
Yes, the good old US of A. Gas, by the way, here, this for my dad and my dad. Well, when you're getting old, when you only have conversations about the weather and gas prices with your parents. And that's what my parents want to know most is what we're paying for a gallon of gas. Here, we figured it out. It's like over $8 a gallon.
Oh, right. Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, for sure. And the guy had a combination hybrid vehicle, gas and electric. By the way, Tesla, just to let you know, Kia has figured out how to recharge the battery while it drives for the electric so that it never runs out. If you thought maybe, you could put that in a $100,000 Tesla.
That was a cute little car for a Kia.
I mean, yeah. It's very, very interesting for sure. Even Sue was like, I could drive here on the other side of the street, on the other side of the vehicle. I'm like,
only if it's an automatic, though.
Yeah.
If I had to do that in a standard,
Yeah, I just think it would go absolutely terrific.
It would be crazy time.
Yeah. So we'll see some friends. We'll see some sites. We'll have a good time. This is the first time we've hung out since Vegas. Now, I think the plan was, thinking back to that, because I was trying to think of it, I think the plan, my very ambitious that didn't happen plan was like, we should hang out on like a monthly basis.
Yes.
I think
and we were going to do like 4 shows.
Yeah. Okay, so that shit didn't happen because life happened, right? It's not that we didn't want to hang out. It's just, I mean, you blink and it's fucking April.
I know.
Yeah, and not even trying to. So I think quarterly might be the way to go. I don't know. We'll kind of see. We'll talk about that.
Maybe we'll finally go to Albuquerque.
Oh, the big city. Yeah. She wanted to go to Albuquerque, and then I'm like, let's go to London.
I'm
and
like,
now
where
she's
can we
like,
go?
I'd still like to go to Albuquerque. It's like, I took you international. You wanted to go.
No, I love London, but well, help me out, folks. Where do you think we should go?
Oh my God, please don't. Guys, I'm very poor.
Please do.
I'm very, very broke. Yeah.
Heck, you know what? I would even go to Lubbock. I want to go to the Blue Light.
Oh my God. No, it's I mean, I'll bring you to Dallas, but I don't know if I'd bring you to Lubbock. Yeah. Lubbock's a great place. The Blue Light's an awesome place, but yeah, I don't know if I'd bring you. I mean, that's a special type of character. That's like, oh, I'll do that. That's a special type of torture person. Actually, there's only been one person that I took and showed around Lubbock. Yeah. And he ended up suing me and taking everything out.
He who shall not be named.
The leprechaun. Yeah. The leprechaun who's just a few mere hours away from here. And I was
so
like,
close.
Man, if I could put my dollars, my shekels together to be able to afford a trip over there, you know. But other than that, we're going to have a great time here. In between our amazing time on the road and all that great stuff, we're going to record some podcasts, and we appreciate you guys listening, rating if these are online, somewhere you can rate them, leaving a comment. You know, here's the thing, right? I don't mind investing the time. I don't mind investing the money. And you go, well, Tim, what money? I have to pay an editor to edit all these. I had to buy equipment, you know. We had to fly to a remote international location just to record these. I'll note that we're not wearing our robes for this one, but we will for future episodes, right? We have to find hotels that have robes. And the only thing I ask of you is to hit the little like button, leave a review, or just a comment so I know someone is actually fucking listening to this thing and hopefully getting something out of it, even if it is just a laugh at our expense. So with that in mind, we bid you a fond adieu.
Or cheers.
Yeah, I don't even know. Well, I mean, I almost said, what do they say in Europe? Different. Yeah. Au revoir, as they say in Paris. And that's
one country.
Spanish. What did they say when you leave?
Adios.
Adios. There we go. See? That's how tired I am, folks. I have forgotten the language.
He doesn't even know where he is.
The primary language of America. I've forgotten Spanish. So thanks for listening. We'll try to do better next time. Signing off from London and sleep-deprived hotel rooms in the middle of BFE. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys soon.